This red is so deep. It's like a dark, dark red. And I just woke up. And right before I just woke up, in my dream state, I was looking around. This is strange to see. Well, I can't get it. I was looking around, and I saw this big mountain. And on this mountain, I saw this reddish, dark gray spirit dragon. It wasn't a good dragon at all, not a good dragon. And there was something else. It was green. It was some kind of other like beast-like thing setting on the mountain with this dragon, and it wasn't pleasant. I only got to glimpse it 2 times in my dream state. And I remember seeing some co-workers that I used to work with, and this one person told me that when it gets nighttime, when the darkness comes, she says your name is hated. They hate you. That's what they told me. Look at this deep dark red. They say they hate you. They hate your name. And I remember being told to me by this one co-worker, you knew this was coming. They told you. That's why you got out at the time you got out. That's why you left when you left. You knew it. And it was like they were very angry with me, this one. And this one co-worker, they were going to pray, and they couldn't. They were looking at the clock, and they were in this glass tunnel, glass-like hallway, and they saw these other superior people like walking in, and they couldn't let them know that they wanted to pray. They couldn't. They hid their hands and everything. They couldn't pray no more. But they were very angry. They were very upset. I remember some people trying, this is weird, some people were trying to get out of where they were, and there was this big drop-off, and they were piling frozen meat. They were piling up the frozen meat to step on to create a high enough thing for them to get down from where they were, and they couldn't get down. And there was the meat was piled up so high, and they still couldn't get down. It was the strangest dream. Then I woke up from that, and they told me I was hated. My name was hated when it gets nighttime, when it gets dark. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to get some of this red sky, and as soon as I woke up, I looked at this red sky, these clouds that are on the sky, and I thought, our sky behind is blue. It's supposed to be blue, and these clouds are coming, and they're covering up our blue skies, and I think it's intentional. I really do. I think our sky would be blue if these clouds were not deliberately being put over there to cover up the blueness of our sky. Our skies are controlled, you all. They are, and this may sound strange to some. It's breezy out. It's so cold outside, probably around 40, but it's okay. I wanted to get some of this. I made me a hot cup of tea, and well, it's cold now. I wanted to come out here, and I just wanted to get this right here. But in my dream state, I saw that dragon. It was a spirit-looking dragon, and it was a dark, dark gray with some red, and there was some other type of a beast-like thing on this mountain top. It was hard to see, and it was like a dark green like something. I saw them 2 times in my dream state, only for a glimpse, and I knew it was here. This thing was here, and it was perched on a mountain. Why is this look like there's a line going here? This probably is, there's something now that you mentioned Nibiru. When I was doing a specified search last night on my laptop, I can do more searches on there than I can my big computer. I put in a timestamp from 1970 through 1999, and I put in the planet X and or Nibiru. And there was an article that was written back in 1983, and they said scientists have finally discovered this planet X, what they believe to be planet X, and they found it with the infrared telescope. And they described it in this article as like a gaseous-like planet. It was gaseous. That's how they described it, as it was like a gas, a red gas, gaseous-like planet. And I thought, now wait a minute, I've heard something different, but that's what they described it. They couldn't really see it that well with their telescopes, but some infrared telescope picked it up, and they were hoping in the future, this is back from, would you all please quit making so much noise on the wind chimes? But you can if you want to make the noise. It was back from 1983. They described the Nibiru, what they thought was, because it had that oblong, that strange orbit, and it was gaseous looking, like it was a great big gas giant or something. And they weren't talking about the other gas giant planet unless it's one and the same. But they described it as an unknown planet-like thing with a strange orbit, but it was gas-looking. Good morning, everyone. So yeah, I thought that was strange. And then they said also, I saw another article, NASA had caught something. The Hubble telescope had caught something, I think near the Orion something. And they said they dubbed it, people were saying it was like the New Jerusalem city, the New Jerusalem ship. And it was, they envisioned it, they drew an artist rendition, however you say it, of like a great big like disc-like ship, and they had different levels on it, and they were trying to say that this area that the Hubble telescope got a picture of, they're trying to say it was like the New Jerusalem ship. That was really weird too, and that was from long time ago. And it didn't look like a ship to me, but it definitely looked like they had caught something in the distance. There was a very unique building block looking patterns. It kind of reminded me of, when you would see an image of the Borg in the distance, the pattern of that. But yeah, there's something definitely here, you all. There is something going on. Yes, Grand Rising. That's right. I had to put my robe on and come out here in my shoes, and my fingers are starting to get cold, but I'm so glad that I was able to get this deep red sky. But our sky really, if these clouds weren't controlled, and I think they are controlled, we would see the blue sky with the sun rising, and it would probably be very, very, very red. Because something's there. But I thought it was interesting about that 1983 article, and they described this planet X as like a gas-like thing. And I thought, well, what if it has that type, like a structure or something? And what if it ain't like, what if like the dust cloud, what if it, I don't know, it's like not solid or something. I heard about that, about these containers, cargo containers. And it was explained to me this way. There are also a lot of empty containers that are in the way for these big cargo ships that are full of cargo, and they can't get the empty containers out because there's nowhere to put them. The truckers are lined up, and they want to get the goods, but there's all these empty cargo containers with nowhere to unload them. I heard that, and that's why the other full container ships are sitting there. I heard that. Chosen that, thank you. I saw something, and it was in my dream state. It only showed up for just 2 times, very briefly. I got a glimpse of it. And it was like as if you were seeing a spiritual like dragon and something else with it perched. They're moving them to Florida. Yeah, because I know there was a backlog, and the goods and services are like now see, that's kind of diamond shaped right there in the center, just for that dark area. 1/3 of the ships destroyed. Yeah. And you know, when you hear about 1/3 of the ships destroyed, you know, I used to think that could be the military ships. It don't necessarily have to be the military ships. It could be cargo ships also. It could be all the ships on the sea that have a vital role in what we're, oh my gosh, that wind is chilling to the bone, you all. Yeah. Dana, I think you're right. Whew. What was really interesting, when there was some blue that I could see over there, there was one star in the sky, and I thought, what is that star doing in the sky? You see this tree in the middle? It was slightly above it, and that star was like right in this area, right there in the center, if you would see this white part. The star was setting there in the sky, and I thought, why is there a star over there in the sky? Yeah, we are on the cusp of something extreme. I need to get a wind break. I need to get back here against the wall of my house to shield me from that freezing wind. A pink pulsing dawn at Cornwall. You know, that's interesting because when I looked at the stereo ahead core 2 on NASA's product, there was the sun was flashing on there too, like pulsing, like you're saying. The sun pulses on their product also, and there's just something much greater going on behind the scenes. And you know, even on the live webcams, since you mentioned it, there are many times you can see the sun pulsing too. So there's something going on up there. Oh, grand rising from the Netherlands too. Now see, they're literally, they're covering it all up. Oh my gosh. Yvonne, yeah. And what if that big planet is not too solid of a planet, but does have like a gas-like atmosphere or gas-like form? Which one do they call the gas giant? Whenever they were talking about this Planet X from back in 1980s, they said it's bigger than Jupiter. That's how big they said it was. Bigger than Jupiter. My battery's dying on this phone. It doesn't take long for it to die. I don't think the sun is only a simulator here. I really don't. I think the assimilator probably is a part of it, but there's something much bigger going on than just a simulator or two simulators or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that every hint of red, isn't that strange how they can literally, with these clouds, they can do away with the red that's in the sky. There's like a hint of it now. I guess when the sun gets up to a certain, why is it when the sun is when it's rising, it's red, but as it gets higher up in the sky, why does that redness fade? That's a question. Why does it fade? Your head was pulsating all night and this morning and no headache. That's wonderful that you don't have, oh, you got pressure. Yeah. Well, there's those that argue if there was a large planetary object that big in our atmosphere or something, the gravitational pull would literally, we would know it. But then they say that there are other planets and things that are in the up there that this large planetary object messed up their orbits. Well, I am going to have to go because that wind is chilling out here. But I do appreciate every single one of you all. Good morning. I appreciate every single one of you all tuning in. I know it's early, and I just wanted to get the redness of the sky, and the redness is gone. So thank you for taking time out of your day to come on here with me. I appreciate it. Only got 10% of my battery on here. That's it. That's what it just told me again. Yeah. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you and have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. And I do appreciate you all coming on here and viewing this red sky, even though it got covered up with the clouds. Thank you again. You all have a beautiful day too. Love.